given a head start in life. They had a leg up. Their life, for the most part, in the beginning was very easy. And they prided themselves on this, and it caused them to look down on other people. God watched this person treat people, including you, like they were beneath them and like they weren't worth anything. Literally, like just not even worth the dirt at the bottom of their shoes. And we see a lot of people like this. A lot of people who were born blessed, which all of us are born blessed, but born blessed in a way that they didn't really have to struggle or work too hard for anything. And the things they did work for, they had help. They had a foundation built. They had connections around them. We know people like this. And a lot of times those people are the same people who turn their nose up at people who didn't get the head start. We didn't get the leg up. We didn't get the connect. We weren't born with the connections. None of that. That's not our fault. It's not our fault, the life we were born into. We did the best with what we were given, while these people were given the world. We don't resent these people for being given the world and being born into wealth or having a solid foundation. We don't resent them. We don't even focus on them because we are focused on what we want for ourselves and our family. If anything, we allow people like that to motivate us. What we have an issue with is people who are in these positions who look down on us like we're scum. What I was born into does not make me scum. It doesn't make me nothing. It doesn't make me dirt. What makes you scum, what makes you a nasty individual, is someone who has a tainted heart and will look down on the less fortunate and will look down on people who had to climb to get to where they're supposed to be. That makes you scum, in my opinion. That makes you filth. Because how can you walk into this world truly blessed and more fortunate than others, and you're still a nasty person? You still have an evil heart? What happened to you? Because what happened to you didn't even happen to me. What happened to me was terrible. The things that I went through was pretty bad. That would turn any person cold, but it didn't. You lived a great life, but you're still heartless. Why? This is a story about two people. One person was born into wealth, or they were born into connections. They were born not really having to struggle. They always knew their life was prepared for them. They got everything they needed. Everything was provided for them. They didn't have to work too hard. And another person, and this person may be you, you struggled. You had to crawl on your hands and knees to get even a little bit in this life. God watched you two. He watched you and this other person and watched how, as time went on, this person's heart grew cold and just sour and bitter. And you remained with humility and had a big heart for others. You gave when you didn't even really have. You lent a shoulder for your people to cry on, regardless of what you went through. And that said a lot to God. Comparing these two people, like, wow, this person really went through a lot. They really had a rough past, but look how their heart is still open. Not only is your heart open to God, your heart is open to others. Because you don't care about status. You don't care about titles. You don't care about that. You see the soul in people. You don't see what they have on. And that says a lot. And this person looked down on you and didn't think you were going to amount to much and didn't think you were worth anything because of what you had. So God allowed this person to keep what they have. You can keep that. Didn't even really take too much from them, at least not yet. You can keep that. You can have that. While this person's watching you, that person's looking down on you because they don't understand how do you keep getting out of bed every morning? How do you have strength? How do you have so much faith? What's going on? You don't really have nothing. You don't have the things I have. So where's your faith? Why are you so kind still? Why are you not cold-hearted like me when you don't really even have what I have? This person is beginning to envy that in you because they're confused, and it's forcing them to look at themselves. Now they got to look at themselves now, because if you can crawl to get a little bit and they hit the ground running ever since they were born, and you are kind and this person is not, it's forcing them to look at themselves. You are someone who holds up a mirror to people. You trigger people very easily just by walking around being yourself. You're triggering people. You're triggering this person to the point where they may have stirred up a little bit of drama in your life or had to make up things about you to fit the narrative that makes them feel better. The narrative they made up in their head. It has to fit because you're making them look bad right now. So now they got to go within and figure out what they can do to get the attention back on them. Because this entire time, they were used to getting a certain amount of attention. They were used to their image being something of importance to them. But the world is changing, and people don't really care what you have anymore. They care about who you are on the inside. Who are you really? The masks are falling off now, and people are seeing you for who you really are. And it's not about the person who has the flashy stuff. That's cool, but who are you? What does your heart really look like? They see what your heart really looks like. And this person doesn't like that, and it's causing an issue. So now they have to plot and they have to plan and figure out how they can make you look some type of way. Because now people are turning against them because they're seeing this person for who they really are. And they're no longer blinded by the flashiness and the money and the fake. People are now starting to gravitate towards what's real, and that's you. And God sat back and watched all of this play out. They had a head start in life. You didn't, but you're lapping them without even trying, because they keep stopping to look at you. They're not stopping to reflect. They're not stopping to heal. They're not stopping to get themselves together. They want to keep stopping to look at you and see what you're doing. And you keep going because you don't see anyone but you. And you're focused on your mission and what God put you on this earth to do, with your heart remaining open. And you keep lapping them. You just keep lapping them like it's nothing. And they're scratching their head. They're confused. How does this person beating me? You're not in competition with them. You're not beating them. You're just moving forward. You just have faith. But someone like this, with the type of heart that they have, they don't see it that way. That their perception is different. They didn't grow up like that. To them, everyone is a competition. Everyone has to get stepped on. Everyone is beneath them. And if they spent more time just actually becoming a good person instead of looking down on you, they might actually get somewhere. If they stop trying to compete with everyone and compete with themselves, they may actually get somewhere. They need to look at you and learn from you and what you're doing, and have just a little bit of humility. Because just like God gives, He can take. Nobody's safe from that. I don't care what you have built for yourself. God can take it from you at any moment. You are a great representation of that, because God has took a lot from you in this life, but He took to see how you were going to turn out. Were you going to let that turn your heart cold? Because what God gave this person in the beginning, that everyone thought was so amazing, what God gave that person is nothing compared to what He is going to give you. And now that God sees that you can be trusted with this type of wealth and this type of life, He's going to give it to you. He's going to give it to you in the presence of your enemies. He's going to make your enemies your footstool because he trusts you. And he knows you're going to set the example of how you act when you are blessed like that and you are given some type of wealth and some type of status. You're going to set the tone. You're going to set the example. You're going to be somebody that people look up to now. This person was a facade. They were never anyone to look up to. It was all an act. It was all fake. People understand that now. And now they can look up to you. And you can set the tone for how to really do it. And how to really conduct yourself when God has given you everything. Because you will never look down on somebody the way that this person tried to look down on you. You're the type of person who would reach back down and help someone and give the shirt off your back to a stranger. That's who you are, which is why you get this. God is allowing you to lap this person who he gave a head start to. Don't quit now by looking around at what you think looks good on social media and on Instagram, because that's not real. It's never been real. You are a representation of what's real. So whether this has happened or it's going to happen, whether you're walking into this season, whatever the case may be, everybody's story is going to be different. But the main thing that you need to learn right now is on your way out of this low season that you were in, the enemy is going to try its hardest to keep you stuck in that place that you're trying to grow out of. They're going to send people into your life. They're going to send tests. They're going to send tricksters. You have to be on point. You got to stay focused. And you got to remember that everything that you went through was preparing you for this kingdom that you're about to receive. Don't turn into that person who looked down on you and turned their nose up at you and thought you were worthless. Don't turn into that person. Stay focused on God. Stay focused on your mission. Stay focused on the positive in life. Treat yourself, of course. Treat yourself. You deserve that. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that is not going to be for everybody. This is not everybody's story. A lot of people are going to want to claim this, but this message is not for everyone. And if God is giving you the opportunity to lap your enemies, make sure you do something with it and you show them how it's done.